So, good evening everyone. My name is Inga. For those who don't know me, I live in the Netherlands. I'm almost 50 and I have been a crafter all my life. And I recently started to make some videos, easy ones, just simple flip throughs of my work. And I figured I'd give it a try to show you what I make, how I make, what my thought process is, and for everyone who's interested. And thank you for watching, for those of you. And just I hope it works because I'm not very digitally developed, so to speak. So I hope it all works out. I just wanted to show you. I had this book from Maremi Small Art. It is my absolute favorite. I love these characters. I mean, they all look so gorgeous. I love steampunk, but I also love the sort of children-like, almost innocent look, and they look like they are on adventure. So they're not all really steampunk, but definitely adventurous. So I wanted to make something from this book, and I had this little girl, and she fitted really well on my background. And the background I made with distress inks. So I figured I would show you how it normally looks. I saw it years and years ago, and what I do is I squish ink on my media mat, like here, spray it with a lot of water. I use 200 grams watercolor paper, the craft kind, not the really expensive one that you use for watercoloring, but the craft kind of watercolor. I think I have one, it's called Florence, and I buy it in bulk, in big packs, and these are a 5 size. So I usually use this, but I also have this one. This is smaller, this is postcard size. I make those wet as well. So you have ink that's with a lot of water, and then you have a wet surface, and then you simply splush it in. And then, you know, what you do is you take a paper towel, and I just simply roll it like this. And then if I think, yeah, I like it, I do it a little bit more, maybe a different color, and you build up the layers like this. And because you both wet the paper and the ink, you get this very subtle watercolor effect. And this is mustard seed, and I think it's it's called a crackling campfire. Can you imagine this crackling campfire? I mean, it's that subtle. And you can use different colors. You can use colors that don't match. You get a little bit of mud. But every time, you know, you use the paper towel, you can blot off anything that is too bright. And then what I do, I take a stencil. When this is fairly still moist, I take a stencil and I wipe the ink pad directly over the stencil, spray it, and then use that stencil as a stamp on this. And then I let it dry. I don't really blot this off, and then you get these beautiful effects. If you do blot it off, you get these. And I'm going to remove these because we're going to do a lot of it. You get this sort of beautiful watercolory effects, and I really, really love this. And then I dry it with the craft tool. So this is what I do. I make a combi of backgrounds, different colors, you know, because it always gets smushy. My fingers get all inked up. And I do this when my desk is completely empty, and then I just let them lay down for a while and think like, okay, what am I going to do with this? This one, the colors, I think they are at least Stormy Sky, Old Paper, because I see a little bit of green in here. Old Paper, I think I used. I definitely used Uncharted Mariner and Faded Jeans. I think this the thing is Faded Jeans and a little bit of Old Paper. And again, I understand, so you can do several colors at once, because they don't bite each other. And just because, like, oh, Pumice Stone, I also use Pumice Stone. And the great thing about it is that when it reacts, you get completely different colors. So I really like that. And this one I loved. I love how it turned out. So I was thinking, what am I going to do with it? I'm going to put this aside. And I came up with her. And I have this one. This is from the collection of 49 in Market. And other than that, I didn't really have an idea. And so what I do beforehand, because there's a lot of thinking involved, I'm going to put this aside, is that I also look at digitals that I have, that I can use. This is from the mushroom. And I cut everything out that I think I can use, and then start piecing things together. So for now, I didn't really use anything from this. I used some of my stash from Tim Holtz. But yeah, it takes me a long time before I sort of feel like, yeah, I have a composition that I can work with. And then I go back to the background and start sort of piecing it together. So I know where everything comes and where I need like stamps and a little bit more stenciling, for instance. So like here, this part is fairly blank, not a lot going on. So and here as well. So I'm going to do some stamping on here. And I love stamping with VersaFine. I have Sand Dune, I have Fallen Leaves, because the images that I'm going to put on there are a little bit more brown. So I want to use those. Now, for the stamps that I have, I hope you can see them. I'm going to, let me put this aside so you don't get distracted by all this mess. It's a text stamp. This is my favorite one. It's an old one from Hero Arts. I don't think, 2002. I don't think they still make these ones. This one, and these are from the Grunge collection from Studio Light. They are also old ones, but I really love this one. This gives tiny dots. I've used it before in a page with the personalia, little personas, I should say, and I love them. And here is also a stamp that I use a lot, and it gives a little bit of like a crackled texture. So and because these are more subtle, I'm going to use these like with Pumice Stone and the Sand Dune. And then I think maybe the text I will do with Fallen Leaves. Let me get a little bit of paper, because the Fallen Leaves can be a bit, how do you say it, too much. So I use the second generation stamping. And I'm going to start with that one. Just going to ink this up. And I think it's like, yeah, just a little bit. It's always harder with a stamp that's on a mounted surface that to get the just partial stamping. These are so much easier because you can sort of bend them, but these, yeah, I really like this. So yeah, but it's also, because it's so dark, I think that this is enough for now. Let me put this out of the way. I think I'm going to go with sand dune first. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to see, yeah, I like that. It's just ever such a subtle effect. And sometimes you think like, oh, I'm stamping and I really like this part. And then I always end up covering in it with something else. So you never know what you're going to see. Like, yeah, this is enough. I can clean them afterwards. They don't need to be cleaned right now, as you can see. Okay, this one, I think I'm going to go grab a little blue one. I like that better. Yeah. I have Stormy Sky here, and I think I like that better. A little bit of blue in there. Now, normally the distress ink don't really go that well with clear stamps, but because it's all texture and for the background, I think it's good enough. Here you see, I like that. I like that a lot. Just checking if you can see what I'm doing. Yes. Yeah, I like it. Okay. That can get out of the way as well. I'm going to ink up the edges of this. And I'm using pumice stone for that. Because it's a beautiful grayish brown. And I really like that in combination with the blue. Because it's like a cool tone. I always try to look at the colors, whether they are warm or cool, and try to match it up, because this brown is also a little bit of a cooler tone. You also have the VersaFine Clair ink, and I think it's acorn or pinecone you have, I think, but those are warmer browns, and so is like Vintage Photo. It's a very orangey brown. And I always try to match it with the colors that are already on the page. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Also, what you can do is add a little bit of blue. I have an old one here. It's very dark blue, but yeah, that's okay. You can always sort of, yeah, get the most excess off. Yeah, that's nice. You don't want to, at least I don't. You can do whatever you want, of course. I don't want it to be overpowering because the focal point is on the page. And normally when I would hold the page vertical, I would think that this is a bit too long. But because I'm going to put things, I like it. It's more in the right properly. How you say, I don't know what the compositie, proportions. I think that's the same word in English as in Dutch. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to talk in English. I'm not used to it. Okay, so yeah, I'm really happy with this. And now we're going to look at the things I have. This is Tim Holtz, but I don't like, you can see the little, I always cut them off because I don't like them. And what I like about my ephemera is that it matches sort of like the story that I have in my head. Because if you see her sitting here on this box, I'm thinking like, yeah, she's waiting. Trunks, traveling bags, and then immediately I get a story. Yeah, she's waiting because she's going to travel. See, I've put her here first, and I love how this is turning out. These I always do with Vintage Photo. I don't know, maybe it's just a habit, but I like them to get a little bit more old. You could do it with pumice stone, of course, but I like getting them old. The ephemera, like the wheel, and I have a trunk here. Those are all from 49 Market. They have a little bit of more masculine lines. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the designer. Maybe I have it here. Let me see. Rust and Reef, Dennis Bruton. I love it. I really do. Don't get me wrong. I love 49 Market and all the natural and what is it, flora and fauna. I love those lines, but I am a big lover of like these old trucks, cogs, gears, lamps. I don't know. Yeah, traveling, great. It cannot be too much for me. So yeah, unfortunately, budget is of course always limited. And these lines of 49 Market are so huge that I'm going to do this with pumice stone because this is so wide. And these come from the tickets. These come from the other line from Katy Petit from 49 Market. And I think I have them in every color. They come, I use them with everything. I also have a big collection of postage stamps, vintage ones, old ones, not so old ones. But yeah, these are amazing as well. This was a ticket and it came from this little booklet, Studio Light. And like I show you here, you have like these edges, and these are of course impossible to cut. So what I did is I have this, it's like a children's scissors with the weird edges. But look, it's almost reminds me a bit of old picture, and these I used to cut so it looks like a ticket. I like that. Yeah. So this is from Allen Create, I think. It's a bit more glossy, but they have also very steampunk-like things. Yeah, sometimes you have these little, where they were attached to the, and just cut them off. And I inked them so you don't really see the edges, but also because it gives it a little bit more vintage feel. And if it's too white, and that's what I really love about these brands, is that you can basically use different lines and then combine it with each other. Because look, this is the color swatches, the tickets. This is from, I think, the traveling collection from 49 Market. And look, I mean, to me, that matches perfectly. I also got a flower because, yeah, I mean, still girl, right? I mean, she's adventurous and she's going on a big adventure, but still a little bit of a flower, and it matches. So I think, yeah, I'm going to put it like this. I wanted the truck here. Yeah, and I loved the traveling bags visible. I think I'm going to put it like this. Yeah, because then we have a place here for a lamp. This could go here with the steering wheel. And I think I had this one here, because she was definitely going on a road trip. This one here, I think. I always like to put things under, over, as if there's sort of like, because this is over here. Now I need to put this over there. Can I put this here with her? I don't know where. I think it used to go here. Maybe I'll put it in here. Yeah, I think I do that. Yeah, I like that. And here the trunk. Yeah, that's it. So I always put it down, and now I can really start gluing the things that are really in the back first. Here, Nuvo glue. I glue everything with this. It's amazing. Normally I would glue her with a glue stick, but she's over something that's relatively thick. So, and then I use this. I prefer that. Yeah. I don't know if you saw the video that was put up by Maremi about her book, The Little Personas. I love her books, I really do. I mean, the flowers, the fairies. And I'm not really a fairy lover, I have to admit. It took me a while. I got the flower ones and the animalia. And then I was a bit stuck, and I saw everybody using all those fairies, and I go, oh, so cute. So I had to get it, and I've made quite a few already. Absolutely, yeah, that's it. This one here is also in the back. I'm a bit of a quiet crafter, I have to say. Normally I just talk to myself, but now I don't really know what to say. So if you are watching this and you want me to explain something, or you're wondering where I get my stuff, or, you know, I will put a link in the description box below with a link to the shop that I buy most of my products. I mean, that's an amazing shop. They have so much, and I'm so lucky that I live nearby them. I think we go there, I don't know, maybe at least every month, if not more often. And it's Doeding in Spijkenisse, and I absolutely love that shop. If you've never ever been to there and you happen to be in the neighborhood, go pay them a visit, because it's not just a great online shop, they have that as well, but they also have such an amazing physical shop. I mean, you could spend hours and hours in there. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it like this. Okay, yeah. Now I'm missing something. Maybe, let me see. Is this too much? I don't know. Maybe we'll find. Let's put this one here. Oh no, you can't. You have to put this here first. And I also buy a lot of digital kits on Etsy. Because, you know, I started out making vintage collage, but also a bit of the artsy style. Miles Beyond the Moon is one of my favorite, art house whimsy, you name it, I absolutely love them. I was like, oh my, but I didn't. This was gonna go here. Yeah, this was gonna go here. Okay, fine. And the Graphics Fairy, they have a ton of vintage ephemera. all those images. I have the premium membership. I think it's like $10 a month, but you can download so much. I think, I don't know, it was, if I've ever spent a wise $10, it was that. I've used it so for so many things. I don't know if you have looked at my other videos, but I've participated in 100-day projects, and those were all vintage, how you say, all vintage collage. I filled 2 albums, and I mean, that's when I discovered the graphics fairy, and I got a lot from there. Yeah, I can really recommend it. I'm going to put this here to the edge. Yeah, I can see back. No bags, but okay, that's fine. So yeah, I mean, and I love to craft. I mean, I'm always busy, whether it's making small things like backgrounds or, I mean, these pages are a little bit bigger, but I also make cards. And, you know, I always say that crafting keeps me sane, and it really is. I don't know, I think you can find it on my Instagram, but I have autism, and, you know, sometimes my energy is very low, or, you know, I get very stressed about things, and crafting really helps me to clear my head, to focus on something positive. And yeah, I like telling. This is the way I tell my stories. And it's nothing dramatic being autistic. I mean, I have a great life, but yeah, crafting, if I did not have this, pooh, I mean, I would be really depressed, I think. And I have been in the past, and that's when I didn't feel like crafting for a long time. And if there's anything I've learned over the years, is that the first thing you have to do is, when you start feeling down, is to get paints all over your hands and just start arting, just making. I know in English they say you're an artist if you but yeah, I call myself a crafter. I make things purely amateuristic, but I love doing it, and yeah, makes me happy. And I hope it makes you happy too. So if you're watching this and you maybe think, oh, it's too difficult for me, don't. Anyone can do this. Anyone can learn this. You don't need expensive things like these. You can just print them. The Graphics Fairy also has free images where you can find things you can find on Etsy, really cheap kits that you can download for just a few dollars. And then if you don't have a printer, you can just let them print at a coffee shop, or at the copy shop. Sorry, not a coffee shop, the copy shop. So yeah, I like it. I hope you liked it too. I wish you have an amazing day. This was it for today, and hope to see you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.